Hello, welcome. So today I would like to talk about attachment and specifically suffering from attachment. Now, in the Buddhist philosophy, it's going to claim that all suffering comes from attachment. So that's a bold claim. We can think about attachment and loss. And certainly, if you are attached to a thing and lose the thing, there's going to be suffering involved, quite a lot. So for me, what thing do I want to not lose that I know I'm going to lose, in a fairly short amount of time is my dog. So in the next within 10 years, I mean I will lose them. Okay. And that's going to create a lot of suffering. Well, why? Well, because I love them, right? I love them. I know they would give their life for me. I would do anything to protect them and keep them safe and extend their life within reason. So what is the answer? Do you go through life never loving anything? That seems crazy. Should I just not have? I mean, it's one thing to say, have no material possessions or less material possessions, but really now, really, if suffering comes from attachment, do we not love people or animals? So it's this has been bugging me for a long time. And the funny thing, the answer came to me from watching the movie The Stand, or it's a mini series. You can watch it free on YouTube. I would highly recommend watching it if you haven't. There's this character who's mildly retarded, and he goes under hypnosis. And under hypnosis, he just speaks normal. So they asked him, because he's speaking normal all of a sudden, who is this? This is the same Tom that we met, back yonder. And he goes, yes, no, no, this is God's Tom. Huh, interesting, God's Tom. Not their Tom, not somebody else's Tom, not his mom's Tom or dad's Tom, God's Tom. And that's what that's when it struck me that my dogs are God's dogs. They're not my dogs. They were never my dogs. Yeah, when I do lose them, well, first of all, they weren't mine to begin with. I was, acting as a caretaker for them. And that I believe, understanding that no matter what you're attached to, say it's a home, a lot of people get attached to their home and the land that it's on as well. Understand that, this land is God's land. The home was God's home. This is God's house. We're simply, caretakers. Understanding that and believing that is a first step of detachment from suffering. You detach yourself from the thing, you understand the thing is really God's. It was never yours to begin with. So when you lose it, which you inevitably will, whatever the thing is, or even a person, right? He's God's Tom. He's not his mom's Tom. Remember, if you believe in God, God created everything. Ergo, God, has a right to reserve to take anything at any time. If you claim the thing to be yours and you truly believe it was yours over God, God isn't really playing. Then there's going to be some great pain and suffering and loss when you lose the thing, whether that be a physical object, a house and some land, or an animal or a person, anything. Now, I wouldn't think this is foolproof. I'm sure I'm still gonna when I lose my dogs here in the next 10 years, I'm gonna feel some pain, but I'm gonna remember this and try to understand that yes, the dogs, they're God's dogs. I'm taking care of them. I'm trying to do the best job that I can, to take care of them, but I'm, only human. I'm not, a professional dog trainer or, carer. So I do make mistakes and have shortcomings, but I do try my best. And when it is time for God to take the dogs, whether it be of old age or, you know, for some time before that, hopefully I will be much more ready to suffer that loss. And I hope you will be too. Understand that the things and people and animals in your life are God's. They're not yours. There was nothing that ever was yours. It was always God's. And in understanding that, we can come together with the Eastern religions to understand why or how all attachment leads to suffering. You love something, you're attached to it. Well, what happens when you lose it? You're going to suffer. Well, should that mean you shouldn't love anything? No, you should love the thing, but understand that it belongs to a much greater being than yourself. With that being said, I wish you the very best. I hope you're having an all right day. I know these are difficult times. We're all suffering a great deal. Let's hope it doesn't get any worse. But with that being said, I love you. Have a great day. Goodbye.